The elders of Africa say, "It is better to help a man when he is alive than to slaughter 1,000 cows when he is dead." This is the story of Uncle Sipho, the man who gave everything to his nephew, only to die wretched, while his nephew buried him in gold. There was a time, in the rolling hills of the Eastern Cape, when Sipho Dlamini was the pride of his village. He was not the richest, but he was the most generous. From his taxis, his cattle, and his trading business, he helped many. But above all, he cared for one boy, his sister's son, Themba. "Themba, take this money. Go to school. One day, you will stand tall." And so Sipho paid his fees. He bought his books. He even sold 2 of his prized cows to send Themba to the University of Cape Town. When Themba wanted to start a business, Sipho gave him 100,000 rand, a fortune at the time. "Take it, my son, and may you prosper with it." Themba rose higher than anyone could imagine. From Johannesburg to Cape Town, he built an empire in construction, logistics, and oil. Soon, people whispered his name with awe, Themba Dlamini, billionaire businessman. But Sipho's own fortune began to fade. First, drought swept away his cattle. Then, a fire accident at his terminal destroyed his transport business. Next, thieves looted his shop in Thatha. By the time he was 60, Sipho was broke. His city house now taken over by bank due to unpaid loans. He had no choice but to relocate to the village. His once beautiful house in the village now crumbled. The roof leaked when it rained. His wife, Zanil, died from an illness because they couldn't afford hospital bills. Every night, Sipho sat outside his mud brick home, staring at the stars, hungry, yet too proud to beg. "Where is my Themba now? The boy I raised like my own son." One day, Sipho swallowed his pride. He wore his old torn jacket and traveled to Johannesburg to see Themba. He arrived at Themba's mansion, tall gates, luxury cars parked outside. The guard looked him up and down. "Old man, what do you want here?" Sipho, humble. "Tell Themba, his uncle has come." Hours passed before Themba appeared, wearing designer clothes, gold watch flashing. Themba, coldly. "Uncle Sipho, what brings you here?" Sipho, pleading. "My son, times are hard. I only need a little help. My roof is leaking. Your cousins are hungry. Even 10,000 rand will keep us alive." Themba sighed, as if it was a burden. "Uncle, times are tough for me too. But take this, 5,000 rand. Don't waste it." Sipho took the money, tears in his eyes. He remembered the day he gave Themba 100,000 rands without blinking. Months later, hunger struck again. Sipho returned. "Themba, I need just a little for school fees." "Uncle, must I carry you forever? When will you stand on your own feet? I cannot keep giving you money." Sipho's shoulders slumped. He left without a word. From then, neighbors saw him at the village well, thin, weak, drinking water to fill his empty stomach. One cold winter morning, Sipho collapsed by the roadside. They carried him to the clinic. But there was no money for medicine. By sunset, Uncle Sipho was gone. The whole village wept. But when the news reached Johannesburg, Themba did not shed a tear. Instead, he said, "We will bury him well. He was, after all, my uncle. I will invite my friends, business partners, and the world know that money is for spending. I will give my uncle a grand burial. It will be a gathering of the who is who in Africa." Themba started making plans. He called the village and told them the burial will be in 6 months. "Because I need to build a mansion that my guests can stay when they come to my hometown. I need to give my guest invites, I need to give the event planners time, and most importantly, most of the items are going to be imported. I am ordering my uncle's casket from abroad. All the building materials are going to be imported. So you can see this burial needs some time. My uncle deserves to be buried in the best casket. He deserves this honor, and it's my way to show how much I love my uncle. However, Themba was doing all this not because he loved the uncle, but for himself. And oh, what a burial it was! The casket alone cost 5 million rand, gold-plated, lined with Italian silk. Themba spent over 50 million rand on the burial, aside his massive edifice of a mansion. Governors, ministers, and businessmen attended. SUVs lined the village road for kilometers. White tents stretched like a wedding ground. Cows were slaughtered, expensive wine flowed, musicians were flown in from Durban. The people whispered, "Where was all this money when Sipho was alive?" Villager 2. He died hungry, but see how they are feeding strangers at his funeral. The priest, unable to bear it, spoke out during the service. What shall it profit a man to bury his uncle in gold, when he could not clothe him in life? Sipho needed bread, but you brought him a golden coffin. Remember this, Themba, the dead do not eat at funerals. The crowd gasped. All eyes turned to Themba, but his face was stone. After the funeral, silence fell upon Themba's mansion. That night, he could not sleep. He saw visions of Sipho, weak, hungry, standing by his bed. Sipho's ghost, echoing, "Themba, when I needed you, you turned me away. You gave me coins, but you gave strangers millions. Your wealth will never bring you peace." From that day, Themba's name was cursed in whispers. Deals began to fail. His wife turned against him. Friends deserted him. And the people of the Eastern Cape told Sipho's story for generations, as a warning to those who value pride and show above true compassion. The elders say, "Give your roses to the living, not the dead, for the dead cannot smell flowers." This was the story of Sipho Dlamini, a man who gave everything in life, only to be honored in death.